So, hello, my beautiful creative friends. How are you today? I am really, really excited to be here. And in the past little while, I discovered these books that really changed something in me because they really helped me kind of do something that it doesn't have to be prepared or that I have to like basically arrange ahead of time or like take a long time to do. I could just grab the book. It's called a reverse coloring book. I have used regular coloring books before. I'm sure many of you have, and they're really fun to do. But I think I would get a little bit bored after a while of like just coloring inside. But in this case, it was a little bit different, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is called the reverse coloring book. So you basically have the color, and all you do is you basically draw. Now, I am not the greatest drawer. I don't know if that's a word or not. So I find that having something where I could actually outline it myself is very relaxing. So this is great when you're just, sitting by the TV or you just don't know what you want to create, but you just want to relax. It's very, very relaxing. And in this book, this is called Blow Art. I don't know. I really like the cover, even though the cover was not inside. So I recently did a video where I actually drew around this really whimsical heart. And what I like about this is that you can make the drawing your own. So even if you buy this book, which everything is listed below in the description, even if you buy this book, um, you're going to get a completely different, like we each going to get a completely different drawing because you might add different like things onto it, different lines. You might like interpret it differently. And that's basically what I like. I love this one. I can't wait to actually get it done. Would be a great thing to do like on a plane, like just to relax. Look at the carrots. I like this as well. So, I mean, I'm not going to show you each one, but I like the more abstract ones as well. It's like a city. Let me see. There's lots of bouquet of flowers like this. I love this tiger. I have been wanting to do this one, but I haven't. So there's lots of like really nice things that you can outline. Now, if you've seen one of my last videos, not the shorts, but the regular videos, I actually created my own background and I loved finding these hidden images in there. This one is lovely as well. I mean, there's just so many nice ones. I'll show you the one if I can find it, and I'll show you the one I'm doing today. So you see, like there's really like abstract ones where you can really need to fill it in. Like this one has like these flowers, and you would need to kind of know where the shape is. But the great thing about this is there's no right or wrong answer. You can do anything you want with it. And that's what I like about this. And one of the really important things that I want to mention, you see, this is also very abstract, is that one of the reasons why I think all of us create, like why you create, why I create, is because I mean, although we all have different reasons, part of it is that it creates this kind of relaxation and unwinding when we create. And I found that these reverse coloring books were really the key to that. Like I really found that I could really relax when I use them. So I am going to do that today. And while I do this, which I am really excited, I've been wanting to do this butterfly. If you know my channel, you know how much I love butterflies. So I really felt that this would be the one that I want to do today. And I don't know where it's going to go, but I do see some the outlines, which I like. So that might be like something that I want to do. Now, originally I started doing with like black markers, but today I actually got my Fineliners. I just remembered I had these, which is really nice because I haven't used them that much. So I thought, this will be a really good idea to get out there and to outline according to color. I think that would be really cool. So I'm just going to move this back so that way you can see better. And basically, I'm just going to get started. And I just want to talk a little bit about, and I would love to hear in the chat as well, or in the comments, whenever you're watching this video, what does creativity do for you? Like, why do you create? Yes, we create to learn and to have fun, but I really would like to know, please share while I draw. I would love for you to share, why do you create? What creativity does for you? Please let's share. And while I'm creating, I'm going to read the chat, and I'd love to read your answers out loud, because I really feel that that will like help others as well. So even those that are watching afterwards will really enjoy this. In the meantime, I'll share why I create. So creativity really helps me kind of detach myself, or not detach, but like unwind or kind of separate myself from daily stressors, from like everything that, like just stresses me or brings me anxiety. Let's be realistic. Everybody feels anxiety in different way, but for me, art does that because it helps me relax. It helps me unwind. It helps me kind of stay in the zone and not have to think about all the worries that I may have. So it's like, it's just something that I really love to do, but it also helps my well-being. And this is why I advocate so much about um, how art can really help us, help our well-being. And it's not like it's healing, but not in the way that we're like, going to a doctor and healing. I feel that how it helps is that it helps us just relax and kind of connect to something, whether it is whatever we believe in, a higher power, or just basically, I don't know, I'm rambling a little bit, but just connecting in a certain way to something that is just relaxing and fun to do. And I see here somebody wrote, it's like breathing for me. I just have to do it. And I really love that. It is correct. It's like breathing for me as well. I find that um, basically creativity is part of me, and it's as if I'm breathing, right? So I can be I can be doing something else and suddenly I feel like, oh, I really need to create. And you're right, not always will we have the opportunity to just drop everything, drop the dishes, drop like a work and just go and create. But if we make time every day for that, then that really could really make a difference. So now you can see here that I have the different butterflies, and I want to be able to draw inside of them. But because I'm not 100% sure yet what I want to do, I'm just going to continue outlining with the different colors. Now, I love these markers. Or pens, I haven't used them in a while, but I just really love like outlining underneath. And I would love for you to join if you are actually creating today with me, or you're doing your own thing. You don't have to do the exact same thing. You could just join and create your own thing, whether you're making cards, maybe you're making a reverse coloring book. Outlining inside, or if you're just coloring in a regular coloring book, or if you want to make your own pages and then find hidden images, anything works. And it's kind of almost like a crafty session where we're going to be together and create. And that, I don't know, I just really like doing this because it's just very relaxing. So Patricia says she buys, but she never starts. I just watch creative tutorials. But I find that even doing that, watching creativity, I love watching others create as well. Watching creativity is just as relaxing. So in a way, you are doing that, like watching, whether it is pictures or photography or videos, you're just engaging just as much. I think that's amazing. Like for me, I watch a lot of tutorials. I especially love the relaxing ones as well. That's what really helps me kind of unwind. And it doesn't have to be even art tutorials, but I like watching. One of my favorite channels is the Cottage Fairy. I don't know if you guys watch her, and she's just so relaxing to watch and listen to. So I watch her a lot. So it doesn't have to be even art only, but videos on itself are almost like artwork. I don't know if that makes sense, but they are. And I find that all the videos that I do when I create them and edit them, they are like artwork in a way for me. So I find that that is like amazing as well. And I do feel like people talk a lot about something called mindfulness. I talk a little bit about creative mindfulness. And creative mindfulness all it is just being in the now. And I think creativity does that without even having to work really hard on that. So creative mindfulness, basically what it is that you're using creativity to stay in the now, to stay relaxed, to kind of try to stay in that zone where you feel good about things, when you're not thinking about your worries. And that, I feel, is quite good. And I love creative mindfulness because it does exactly, it helps the well-being. It helps, you know what it is? It helps declutter the mind. And that is a big thing for me. My mind is always spinning a mile a minute. I don't know if your mind does that, but my mind is spinning a mile a minute. And I find that helping my mind relax helps, especially with art. Now, I don't know if you see here, there is, let me move this up a little bit. There is these really nice watering marks. So what I like about these books, they kind of look like watercolor backgrounds. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of following the water marks to create the veins on the butterfly. So I don't know if I'm doing this right, but this is what I like about art, that there's no right or wrong. You can just do it any way you like. And I am really into imperfect art. I really think art should be imperfect because it's made by us. It shouldn't be something that brings total perfection. For me, perfection brings a lot of stress, so I prefer not being perfect. So yeah, I don't know. I like these veins. This is really nice. Yeah, this is really nice. And so one of the things that I wanted to say to you today is that I've been doing a lot of creative mindfulness in the past, and in different things I've offered it to people. And I have this class that I really love sharing with people. It's a class on creative mindfulness. And what I'm doing is I'm offering it for free for you to sign up. I have put the link below in the description, and it's also, I think, kind of linked at the top here in the chat. It's pinned at the top, but you can just go underneath even now or at the end of the video, and you can just sign up. You just have to put in your name and email. If you're already part of my email list, then you still get the class, but it will not sign you up again. But if you're not part of my email list, it will sign you up for my email list. And I'm really excited because there's a lot of really good things coming up. Good, that's the right word. So you can watch this class for free, but I'm just so excited about where my creative journey is taking me, and therefore taking you as well. So if you want to sign up for that, you can do that, and you will get that. You can watch that free class. It's an art journaling class, but you can just, even to just listen, like you're saying, like Patricia was saying, she just like watches creative tutorials. That is amazing on its own. And you can just watch and feel inspired by that on your own, you know? So I think that that's a good thing to do. So if you do, the link is below. And if you don't like the emails or anything, you can always unsubscribe. I really try to bring value for you, but I don't want you to ever have to think that you need to be there because you signed up for the class. It is not a problem. Now, I don't know if this is how the butterfly is supposed to be, but I don't mind. I want to kind of draw what I feel. One of the things that I really want to do is kind of let loose and try to stop controlling everything that I wanted that I should do. I find that I try to control the outcome a lot. And this is something where I'm like, well, maybe not. Maybe I'll just like let myself create without having to control that. So kind of follow my intuition. That's something that I really love doing, following my intuition. And I think that's one of the things that is really hard for people to do, because we want to just follow what others are doing. And that makes it really hard. If you think about it, that makes it hard, because if we want to follow what others are doing, we're going to get stuck with disappointment, because we might do it really well and actually copy them perfectly. And it's perfectly fine to learn and copy that way. However, sometimes that could lead to disappointment because it doesn't turn out the way we saw it with them. So I highly recommend to just kind of follow what your gut tells you, follow the intuitive self. It really makes a difference. You know, it really kind of helps you to connect to something that you didn't know was there before. I really like this. I think I'm going to, oh, this is a dark blue. I thought I was using the same blue as before. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is butterfly. It looks like a real butterfly, but does it really matter? No, it doesn't. I am not the best at creating markings. And this is something that I'm using this method to kind of learn, and it really helps with that. I'm not sure if I think I want to like kind of maybe like bring these here. I feel like it's, yeah, I think I'm following this much better. Yeah, I like this. Just realize it's the Creativation weekend, so maybe a lot of people are watching videos around that. But I just thought, okay, so now let's see what I do with this butterfly, because so I want to do this, but I want to kind of I think I want to do like much longer veins. Yeah, I like that. And this also helps you practice drawing. So it's really just nice to do. Um, for those of you who are joining a little bit later, I would love to know the reasons why you create. Please share in the chat. I would love to know like what creativity does for you. Why do you create? I would really like to know that. So please, if you want to share, that would be great. Oh, I really like this butterfly. This one I'm not so crazy about, but this other one I do. I just have to turn this the other way so I can. And it's just a matter of knowing. Maybe I should have had like a butterfly reference. That would have been really good to have them as reference. But I wanted to kind of, as I said, follow my intuitive self and not copy anything else. Let's see. So it's just requires you to do a lot of marking, and that's okay, you know. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm not sure. I like the first one. All right, so let's see for this. Okay, so I'm going to now add more. So I'm not sure. You know what? I'm still not 100% sure if I'm happy with how it's looking, but that is part of the process, and I find that being able to accept that is actually even better. So I know that butterflies have like circles, so let's do that. I like that. I don't know, it's a little bit weird. I don't know what I'm doing. Now I was like, oh, I should have done the flowers. I like just following flowers. I don't know. Let's see. What else could I add here? It feels like odd, like the butterfly look a little bit odd. Like they don't look the way that I feel they should look like. And this is where doubt starts creeping in, crawling in, creeping in, because I'm thinking, okay, am I like, know what I'm doing? But I just want to continue going because I really feel that that's part of creativity is when this type of self-doubt creeps in, when we realize that we're like, oh, do we know that we're doing this right? Uh, yeah, I think you're right. Creator holic. I actually don't know your name. If you, I would love to know that. So please share so I can say, because she's saying, are we artists ever completely happy? I don't think any humans are ever completely happy. And think happiness is, it comes and goes depending on Linda. Hi, Linda. I think creative happiness or any type of happiness is something that comes and goes for us humans. And it's something that we just like kind of don't know, don't always know, but we know that we feel happy because we're comparing it to times that we weren't feeling happy. So I know right now that I'm liking this much more, but when I was doing these, I'm like, oh, this is weird. I'm not sure I like this. I'm not sure this is turning out. And I'm like, I'm on a live. What should I do now? Right. So we tend to kind of doubt ourselves a little bit in a way. But I think what the key is that we should really trust that everything that we do in our creative process or even in our lives, it has like this intuitive guidance or something like that, like a journey that we're supposed to, even if it is that this is turning out really badly, let's say, like, or like that I believe, even that is something that could teach me for next time, that maybe I should like, take some Zentangle courses. I've said that before, where I can just take some Zentangle courses and learn how to do some of these lines that I might not know how to do. Although I really like this butterfly now, you see, like this is the point. Like I just gave up too quickly. I just already complained too quickly where I should have just continued on. And let's add some of the magenta on. And I feel that I would love for people to share. I don't know. I mean, maybe people are just really busy creating. But if you are on this video, please share. I would love to know why you create. I would like to know. Oh, I really like this. You see, so I think adding more is the key here because I really want to make the lines. I mean, I could have just outlined just the butterflies and then the leaves, but I don't see the fun in that. I think the fun in this, and if you're using this, let's say on an airplane or even just to relax or while watching TV, I think adding the lines, it's more fun. I don't know. That's my opinion. Yeah, I like this a lot. And I'm always thinking like butterflies are like flying. Could I like make the little... Yeah, I like that. So and maybe with a darker color. So yeah, maybe a little bit of a darker color. Because I like it that it's in flight. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this one, no, I like it so much. This one I like. I think as I will be creating more, I think I will start liking them more. Right now, I'm like unsure a little bit about them. So the question is, what should I do for this one? I really like this one. Oh, I like this color much better. It's a little bit darker, kind of matches more. Okay, so let's see. I really like these little kind of water looking marks. So I think I might follow these. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so that's nice. And there's some here on this side too. If you have any ideas on what markings I should make, please share in the chat as well. That helps. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, I really like this. Okay. So I think I want to maybe follow this one a little bit. That's nice. And I think here as well. There's these like really nice marks. Yeah. And I might be talking too much. I'm just trying to concentrate. What if I made, oh, I know what I want to do. What if I made like blue marks as well? I really like this blue. So, but they're more random. So, oh, that's pretty. So let's do this one a little bit. So they're kind of random. So this butterfly is a little bit random, but I do want some of the blue ones kind of coming here as well. Because they create kind of this movement everywhere. Oh, I like that. Yes. This is an interesting one. So let's make some. This one was more organic looking. I wasn't fighting with the lines so much. I feel like with this one, I was fighting with the lines and I do not like how it turned out. Here, I'm kind of letting it organically fly and grow. And I really like this much more. So this is, if anything, an experiment because I really wanted to show you how this kind of works, but I might actually flip the page and try one of the flower ones because I think that will really show you like the fun part of this. But let me just do a little bit more here. So I'm going to like kind of create like kind of like what a butterfly should kind of look inside. Oh, that looks cool. So I think I'm getting a little bit better at figuring out what I want to do. These markers are really great. I've never used them because I don't draw, but I'm actually really love the way that they work. This is they're okay. By the way, if I didn't tell you yet, it's a Fineliner. Fineliner. It's by Marabu Graphix, called Fineliner Color Graphix. I don't know. I think it's cool. Ooh, I like this butterfly a lot. So let's try and do that with the other ones. But let me just add a little bit of. I want to add a little bit of. Oh no, you know what? I haven't added is any yellow. Let's add a little bit of yellow in here. I think that might work. Oh yes. Oh, I have another idea of something that I want to do because I'm testing all the different types of butterflies I want to do. Okay, I think that I want to, let's take two colors. I don't know how these will work. Okay. What if I did, oh, I don't know what, this wasn't the pink I wanted. What if I wanted to kind of create like a beautiful center? So this is another way that I could do the butterfly. I've done this with like paint, but I've never done it with markers. Yes, I like this one a lot too. So I start with one color, then you want to add a different color. It's more like a pink. I think I might add some blues as well. Oh yes, I like that. Ooh, that's nice. Look at all the different types of butterflies in my garden. I love that. Ooh, this is exciting. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit less nervous. I feel like sticking with it and feeling more mindful, and I'm starting to feel more relaxed. I think that I started, like, after this one first butterfly, I started panicking a little bit. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be doing this. And I think that's a great lesson for all of us, including myself, in self-preservation. I guess that would be what it would call, because we need to, like, kind of realize that not everything will be perfect, but we need to learn how to kind of just move on and continue on. Even in our lives, we kind of feel that way. So I really liked, okay, how I did my butterflies here, but honestly, I could continue making more butterflies, but let's actually move on. I saw this other page. I'm going to do the tiger. That might be too hard to do, but let me just see if I can find, oh, like, I really like these roses, and the tiger will be like too much to outline. This is really nice as well. I like the roses and I like these flowers, but let me just see if there's anything else. Oh no, these I like more. Okay, so I want to show you that it's really fun to do more things, like to do like other, like I just want to show you more in this book, because I mean I could continue with the other ones, but I'm just going to be trying more and more, and this will be really fun. So the point of this book is also to, like, outline things. So this is why it's called reverse coloring book. Thank you. Here's Cindy. Cindy's saying that creating feeds her soul. If I allow myself to create, I always feel happy. Thank you for sharing that, Cindy. I really appreciate it. I really want to know why you create. It's really important for me to, like, know why others create, like, I just because I feel a certain way doesn't mean that everybody does, so I want to know. That's really important for me to know. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna try to grab, like, darker markers, so that way, because I want to stay with the color scheme, but at the same time, I don't want to use black. But if it's too similar of a color to what I'm using, you will not see it. Okay. Now, what happens when you outline, and this is why I like doing these, is that you start getting the shapes. Now, in a regular day, I don't know how to draw, and I definitely don't know how to watercolor. So I would never be able to make these flowers. So yes, you have the coloring books where these flowers would be like just the outline, and then you could create the watercolor inside. But I don't watercolor that well. So why I like this so much is because I can actually create the lines. And this is when I start feeling relaxed. So I feel that the other drawing with the butterflies, I had to create too much of my own designs. I had to fill it in too much. And although I like that, I feel way more relaxed when I can just kind of go around the lines without having to think too much, because my ultimate goal here is to have that relaxation, that mindfulness of creativity. And when I'm thinking too much, it it just, I don't know. My mind starts going in other directions, as you saw, and other thoughts and feelings creep in, and I don't want them sometimes to creep in, especially not the ones that are negative, like disappointment, failure. I don't mind if things fail and don't do well. That I don't mind. but I mean like failure in myself. So I don't want to have a lot of these thoughts creeping in, even though they will. But what art helps is kind of work through them. And that's what I love about creativity. So if you do want to learn a little bit about creative mindfulness, and I have the art journaling class that I was mentioning before, if you're just coming in now, you could like sign up. The link is below in the description. You can sign up for it and watch it at any time. It doesn't have to be right now, obviously, because you're here with me. So look how pretty this flower looks. Wow. And I'm going to like outline this in yellow. So I'm changing the colors to this like other orange. How pretty is that? Hi, Ariana. Okay. So there we go. So I'm going to like outline. No, actually, why am I doing this in orange? Oh, this one can be in orange right here. So for this flower, hope I'm in, yeah, for this flower, it has like both the orange and the yellow, but maybe I'll just do orange for this one. Let's see. It does have some of them, some of the red as well. So you could like mix them up. I'm really liking this. This is way more relaxing than what was I doing before. So it's almost, I guess, two different ones, but this I feel way more relaxed when I'm doing it. Oh, I really like that. So, so, oh, here Barbara's sharing. So Barbara says she started young because her grandmother was an artist. Wow, that's amazing. And so she started teaching me. Oh, her grandmother started teaching her when she was 8 years old, and I've been making creative things ever since. Ideas pop into my head, and I have to try them. Yeah. Oh, I actually the same thing happens to me. Ideas kind of pop into my head sometimes at a very inopportune time. I don't know if that happens to you, like in the middle of the night. I sometimes have to write them on my phone right beside me, but that's amazing. So, what type of artist was she? Was she a crafter? Was she a fine artist? Was she a painter, watercolorist? It's just curious. For me, I have a lot of artists in my family as well. My Both my mom and my grandmother love sculpting. My grandmother passed away already, but my mom still sculpts, but like she does it for herself. And I do have actually my great aunt. So that would be my great grandmother's sister. I think that's what it is. Yeah, my great grandmother's sister was a famous painter, uh, and she actually studied in Paris. She was a painter and a sculptor, actually more a sculptor. And she studied in Paris. She actually started and was friends with Modigliani and some of those big name artists, which was really her name is Hannah Orloff. So so if you ever want to look her up, she is like amazing. I mean, obviously she's not alive anymore, but she created a lot of sketches. Like my mom has a sketch of herself when she's 15, and she basically drew it for her, this sketch. And she has a lot of sculptures that are like displayed in museums and things like that. So I mean, it's a really hard name to remember. Let me put it in the chat so you can look her up if you're really interested. Let me put that. Okay, there we go. So I put it in the chat. So if you're interested in knowing, I see here Oriana. Also, oh, so Barbara said that her grandmother was a painter, and she also did a lot of crochet, tatting, embroidery, and needlework. Wow, so that's one thing that I have not gotten into. I cannot sew, and I've never been interested in the fiber arts, or cloth or sewing or anything like that. That's something that I just can't connect to, but I know people that really connect to that, and I am just impressed with what they do. I see that Oriana also uh, actually shared. She's saying, I've tried tons of things too. My mom had a huge accident and she was in a wheelchair for several years. I'm sorry to hear that. So the way we bonded was with board games and crafting, as she wasn't able to play with me. So wow. I did not know that about you, and I can understand that. Think of how what is her name? Frida Kahlo became like an artist. She became an artist because of a huge accident that happened to her, that she became basically paralyzed, and the only thing she could do is lie down in bed and draw. And she taught herself how to draw. I mean, her drawing, she's one of the most inspirational artists, I think, for me, women artists, because of who she is and how she described her emotions. If anybody, we're talking about describing like emotional trauma, that is definitely Frida Kahlo. I think she's one of the ones that really described how her life was so miserable at the time. Something that people did not do. I mean, not women exactly. Women were like learned to just be quiet and never speak at those times, right? And she spoke up, she stood for herself, and she did. I don't know. I always admired her. So yeah. So I think whether you have somebody in your family that likes art, or you were introduced earlier, like I was introduced to art like earlier on, and I tried so many different things. I tried painting and sculpting and God knows so many things, but it wasn't until I discovered mixed media and specifically art journaling that it really changed things for me. So I did I mean, I still do card making, and I used to do a lot of scrapbooking, and that was great. But until mixed media came along, I think that's where things changed for me. And for each person, that's different. And you have to kind of find what things make you happy, what kind of things kind of bring that joy and creativity to you, because every person is different. No two people are the same, and no two people are going to enjoy the same thing. But creativity as a whole, in terms of like I mean, in terms of everything, brings that sense of mindfulness, peace, and relaxation. And when we have that, when our minds are at peace and relaxed, that also helps our well-being. And that's something that I really love emphasizing. It's not only about it's not only about learning and creating, but it's also about kind of taking care of ourselves. We're taking care of ourselves sometimes without even noticing. We're taking time for ourselves, and that is honestly really important. So I hope you kind of like enjoy this. I hope if you're creating along with me with your own stuff, I'd love to see it. Feel free to share it with me later on. You can share it in my Facebook group if you belong there, or just tag me on Instagram. Oh, I really like this. So, yeah, I think I should have started with this one. I think it would have probably been easier than the one with the butterflies, because I had to fill in too much and I didn't really know how to draw the butterflies properly. Okay, now I want to go into this flower. Kind of has like a red to it. Let's see. Oh, this is nice. So I like these markers mainly because they really I can change the colors on it. Like, I mean, you could usually just use black if you want to, but I just like changing the colors on the markers. I mean, I don't know what it is about flowers. Is it just me that gets so relaxed just going around because all I'm doing is just outlining these little circles, but it's just so relaxing to do. I wish I could, not that it matters, but understand the science behind. I'm sure there's a science behind it, like, why our brains kind of relax so much when we're creating. It probably has to do with like endorphins, happy endorphins, as we call it. So, yeah, I want this color as well. Yeah, I am sure it's that. This is so pretty. And it doesn't really matter if the marker doesn't match, if the color doesn't match. It's just a matter of, now I want to try something. Hopefully, it's not like too boring to watch, but I want to try something. So I was thinking that I could add things in the white spaces. So for example, lines. So will that look really nice or not? Testing. Kind of flowy lines. I think it would give it a little bit more character. So that's what I'm thinking, but who knows, right? Okay, let's add the yellow here. So even like some yellow lines here. That looks really nice. You see, like it kind of fills in this space. Okay, let's see. I mean, this will take me a little bit longer to get through, but if anybody else wants to share the reason why they create, I know I've said it a few times, but I keep on seeing people popping in. So I just want to make sure that everybody that wanted to share actually shared. And yeah, if you want to again sign up for that mindfulness class, feel free to join with the link below. It's a really nice class on art journaling that I think you will enjoy if that's what you do. But even if you don't art journal, you could use it to create other things with it, So, okay, I want to kind of add like in the white spaces, I want to add a little bit of like these little red lines. Can you see them? Yeah. So these flowers are going to become a little bit more whimsical and unrealistic. I don't want things to look so real. I mean, you can leave them real, but I like that they're like a little bit more unrealistic. That's nice. So it's kind of creates that whimsy. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let me finish here because I want this one to, there we go. All right. So, I mean, we could go like on and on. No, that's not the right one. We could go on and on, like basically with this book. I will be traveling soon, and I thought, oh, this would be a good idea to take on a plane just to relax. I like this flower over here, and I wonder if I should like do it in like blue or green. I don't know. Let's see. This is nice. I'd love to know if you're creating today. What are you creating? Feel free to share that as well, because it's just fun to know what others are working on. I always like knowing what other people are creating. This is a nice flower. It kind of looks like a bluebell, I think. Not that I know my flowers that well, but it feels like that. Yeah. Okay, so let me now do a little bit more here. And you're 100. So Oriana is saying that she's organizing her studio. Wow, 100 days project is organizing my studio, going on day 38, and you're 50% done. Wow, you're ahead of it. You're ahead. That's amazing. Wow. Yeah, I recently organized my studio. It's and donated also a lot of things. Yeah, so organization is a very difficult thing. And we kind of like don't realize how important it is. And I see Linda is saying, wish we could share pictures here. I splashed some watercolor paint before you started, and I've been doodling along making flowers. Wow, I'd love to see it. Please share it and or tag me if you're sharing. You can share it on in my Facebook group, Linda. I think it's linked, Keren, Tamir, and Friends Creative Space. It's linked below. I'd love to see it. Yeah, I love to see what people create. This is pretty. I like this blue. Wow. Okay. Honestly, I feel like this blue needs like a little bit. And now I'm going over the other lines because I'm like, oh, this blue is nicer than this one. And I think it needs kind of like this, these lines, these flower lines. So it's nice if you know how to draw flowers. That's cool. I just don't know how to draw. I don't know. I mean, I know how to draw a little bit, but not, I wouldn't say like I'm an expert in any shape or form. So yeah. But I do love reverse coloring. Like, so what Linda is doing, I recently did a video like that too, where I just splashed a bunch of watercolor, and I just like finding these hidden images. I like finding what kind of, like, the watercolor spreads in a certain way, and I like seeing like, oh, what kind of hidden images are there? And I recently did one, and I actually found these really whimsical flowers. I was actually quite impressed with them. So you know what? It's fun to like create that. Oh, it's Keren, Tamir, and Friends Creative Space. Should be there. If not, you can just tag me on Facebook and I'll share it there. So let's see. Maybe I want a different green. I think this was a bit more fun than the butterflies. I love making the butterflies, but it brought way more doubt for me than this one. And for these leaves, I'm thinking, what if I did like actual like leaves? If I could draw the actual leaves, that would be nice. Except there's these lines here. So we could like really go on and on. I mean, I could continue on. I don't know if you guys want me to just sit here and continue drawing. It might be something that is not relaxing. Yes, sorry, Linda. I will accept you as soon as I get off here. I will accept you, no problem. Anybody else, please feel free to join. I love when people share works. They like their own inspiring things. So I am just kind of having fun here. I do want to fill, as I said, fill in the little white spaces, because otherwise it looks kind of weird. I'm really liking this. So, I mean, I have this big flower still here to do and some at the bottom. There's lots to do still. So I'm not sure how much of it. I should have just started with this one. I think I chose the other one because I had done like flowers last time in the video. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't do the same exact thing. But I should have known flowers are just way more fun to do. Yeah. So yeah. And it's interesting because I feel like I have to like not talk, but I mean, this is a live stream, so I can't just stay quiet the whole time, which is what would happen if I was creating without the live stream, right? So it's interesting that I'm trying to like kind of filling the void with talking, even though, yeah. Okay, I guess I'll just do this color because I really like it. So I wonder if any of you, like if you're going to try the oh, thank you, Teresa. Teresa says she can always count on me to bring relaxation art processes to try. Yes. So that's why I was just gonna ask you that question. You read my mind. And I said, how many of you have tried reverse coloring or just coloring? Do you use coloring a lot in your as a form of artwork, or is this like enticing you to try, whether you buy a book or you do it on your own? I'm just wondering, if this is something that you would like to try, or even to just watch, even if it's just to watch, right? So some people might want to just watch it, like Patricia, who said that she just watches tutorials and she loves watching them. Oh, okay, I think I'm off camera a bit, but what I did here is I just wanted to kind of fill in the gap a little bit so it doesn't look weird. Does that make sense? I think like this would look cool if this had like this whimsical green flowers. So I'm getting a little bit more comfortable and just doodling and doing stuff, even if it looks weird. Yeah, I think that makes a difference, right? Okay, that's a good question. Diane is asking, why is it called reverse coloring when it is simply doodling? So yes, you're right. It's simply doodling in a way, but it's also like you already have the coloring, so you're just reverse. You're I don't know. That's what they called it. It's the book calls it that way, reverse coloring book, because you're coloring in reverse. You're not actually coloring. You're right. You're it's you're drawing basically. So in a coloring book, you have the drawing and your color inside, whether it is with markers or with paints or with crayons, pencil crayons, etc. Here you're doing this in reverse. So you already have the inside and you're basically now drawing around it. So I think doodling, I would say doodling is one of the right words on top of everything else. So there's like two things you're doing, because sometimes doodling will be just doodling and you won't have anything inside of it. And yeah, there's a lot. Like I actually listed some of them. I listed the one that I'm using today, which is like this one, it's like that. But there's two that I listed that are like specific, and then I listed a bunch of other ones. There's so many really nice ones. And some of the books teach you how to do the lines inside. I think that's probably something I should have gotten. So I would have not been so stuck when I was doing the butterflies before. I think knowing how the line, what the lines are, makes a difference. Like, oh, what type of doodles, or if you do Zentangle, you would really benefit from having this, because the Zentangle only has the lines, but here you can do Zentangle on top of it. So I like that. I've done like the neural lines, right? Like, have you seen my videos on neural lines? That's also a relaxing process where you're doing lines on top of something else, or you can color inside the lines. You can do it both forward and in reverse. This I just found really interesting. I saw somebody doing this and I just said, oh, I have to try this. I really have to try. So it's something that I do because I want to have that relaxation, and I don't always have to want to create, um, I don't always want to have to create a full, huge project. I could start this and put it aside and come back another time and finish it. So in that sense, you can find like different ways to do this. Teresa says she loves coloring. Haven't tried this before, but it doesn't look like a fun. It does. Oh, it does look like, I said it doesn't. Yeah. It does look like a fun and relaxing way to spend time. One thing I learned from a watercolor artist was that doing something like this can also help your watercolor sketches and drawing. Oh, interesting. That's actually a good point, because I don't actually know how to sketch or to watercolor, but actually doing this, I'm kind of seeing where the lines go. So that's really good, because it can help me with that. Because if I ever want to like actually learn how to watercolor, this is a good way to, kind of exercise. So I appreciate that, like that information, because that actually makes very much sense to me. Oh, I love this flower. Look at this. Oh, I love this flower so much. I love things that are like wild and like, this looks like it's wild. And I want to kind of, so, wow, this is such a pretty flower. I don't know why. Oh, look, and the sun is shining on me right now. I don't know if you guys see my window here. Somehow this, right, right now, the sun just went on me here. Okay, so I think I want to do this. I really like the doodling. So, oh, that's good. If you know how to do tangles and tangles and doodling, then this is like the thing. This is a perfect thing for you, because there is some more abstract pages. I don't know if you were here at the beginning when I was showing you this one as a very abstract that I did. There's like more abstract ones that you could actually doodle inside. So if you know how to do that, that's like amazing. Like I am thinking that I should take a class like that so I could learn how to doodle. Because I think that will help me with these, especially that I like doodling. It's actually so relaxing, right? So, I mean, hence the word Zen in Zentangle. But yeah, that would be cool. And I really like actually the lines here. I'm actually really enjoying the lines that I'm making. That is fun. It actually makes it look more whimsical. Yes, I like this a lot. So I almost feel like maybe we should make the lines everywhere here in all the empty spaces. So yeah. So I wouldn't say I'm no expert in this. For me, what's important here is that I want to bring you my audience, the ones that come to my YouTube channel. ideas on how to find relaxation, how to incorporate art with relaxation. And that's why I'm bringing this, not specifically because I am like great at this or because I know, because this is not perfect. And that's okay, because the idea of it is not that it needs to be perfect. The idea of this is that I need to find a way to kind of like unwind, declutter my mind, because yes, Oriana might be decluttering her art room, but I find that it's not only about decluttering your space. You need to actually sometimes declutter your mental space, and that is really important. I try to really declutter that as much as possible. I try. There's other things that help me. Don't get me wrong. I love reading. Reading declutters my mind as well. Reading stories. I love fiction books, and I like. I mean, watching TV too, but that is more of like a numbing. I wouldn't say it's decluttering. I find that with art, not only does it kind of like relax you at the time when you're doing it, but when you finish, you do feel like more mindful and more relaxed than you did before. When I watch TV, I might not feel that way afterwards. Sometimes I do, depending if it's a feel good movie or not, or a show. But I find that with art, when I'm finished creating, I already feel that way. I feel already decluttered. I feel like I left all my emotions, everything that I felt, I left it on here. I left it on my paper, on my page, and I just relaxed. I just chose to not bring that baggage with me. And yes, more stressors will come. We always have life stressors. They will always appear again and again. But at least that way we can feel that happiness every once in a while. And yeah, and I think Diane's saying she's from Canada. Me too. I live in Ontario, in the Toronto area, Toronto suburbs. So yeah, exactly. Thank you for sharing. She feels like it gives her mind a downtime, and that's exactly it. Although other things do that too, like I said, TV and reading and stuff, I find art has like a longer effect. And Teresa is saying that it's a good point about numbing and the difference between decluttering and engaging our mind in a way that is satisfying. So I think you're right. I think like art satisfies. Art increases our endorphins. Physically, it increases our endorphins in our mind. While for TV and other things, it's just numbing effect. It is, but it's not actually increasing that happy feeling, the way other things, the way art does that for us. And yeah, I'm using I'm using these Fineliners. They're by Graphix. This is actually how it looks. It's a Fineliner color graphic by Graphix, by Marabu, actually. I just discovered, I didn't remember I had this. And it's really great because I really like the way the colors are coming out together. So yeah, so I really wanted to kind of like fill in the white space, and I'm trying to think, probably, as I said, probably Zentangle would have been a good thing right now because I would know what kind of things to put inside. Let me think about it, because I have the idea in my head, but I can't put it into action yet because I feel like I want to finish. Oh, shoot, sorry, I didn't realize that the light was so bad. Okay, let me bring for a second something to cover that light. Wow, that's annoying. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love spring and I love the sun, but it's kind of taking over my art. Oh, there we go. Is that better? Okay, there we go. So, oops, no, and now it moved. Stop moving. Okay, I need to put something to hold it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I have this like one window in my art room, and I think it's like around this time. Well, it's not around, depending on what time of year it is, but because we're in spring, it starts shining right above me. Oh, tiny Bibles or spirals. I like that. Good idea. Thank you for offering. That's actually a good idea. And I am going to do them. I like the tiny bubbles or spirals. Okay, so let's do tiny bubbles here. Yes, thank you. I like that. Yeah. Oh, that looks so good because you know what? They remind me of pollen. That was a great idea. Thank you, Diane. I like it when people give me ideas. And we might still interpret them in our own way, you know what I mean? Like I am saying, like you might have not thought this type of bubbles, but I'm like, this is exactly makes sense to me. Wow, I like that. And this is perfect because it fits with the flower theme. Okay, let's see. I think I might, oh, I forgot that I want to draw these. Let me just draw these green flowers because, and you can also use like thicker markers. You don't have to use these ones. I like the Fineliners, but you could also use things like the Pitt pens from Faber-Castell or watercolor markers. Hi, Carolyn. So yeah, I have I feel like I have like a million markers in my hands. Okay, this makes a difference. Okay, so it's kind of now a point where I'm almost done with like the actual outlining. And now I want to add, oh, there's one flower here I haven't done. That's okay, I can bring this down. Oops, here at the top, there's one flower here, but it's not, doesn't have too many intricate designs, so I can quickly outline it. So once I outline it, I want to kind of fill in the white space. I think that will really make a difference. And let's make some lines here. And I just realized that, again, you think you covered everything, and then the next you know, you realize that here you have some lines you haven't done. And that's okay. Then you could go over after this with colored pencils too. Lots to do. I always want to shade everything. Oh yeah, that would be a good idea to shade it. I mean, the nice thing is that a lot of it is already shaded. I like that. That's one of the things that I don't have to so much that I have to do. I like that it's already shaded a little bit. You know what would be really nice is that, so I think like what you said about the spirals, I like that idea. And I see, you see there's like these little blue ones here. So let's me do some more. But let's see, I think, okay, let's see if this looks nice or not. I'm kind of trying to mimic. Okay, that's nice. I like that because that really looks like, and maybe I'll do them here as well. So yeah, I like this. And here, I think anything that there is like blue. Reminds me of that. Oh, that looks good. Actually, the contrast between the blue looks really nice. Maybe I'll do a little bit more. Now I want to do blue like everywhere. Okay, like that. Maybe they should like go into this area as well. Yes, because the contrast really looks good. I like that. Okay, so let me just contrast a little bit of this color in here. And so, I mean, you're right. I think Diane is right. You can continue doodling forever and ever, and it would be like a never ending story of things. Yes, I really like that, and I'm trying to. Yes, I like this. Ooh, I really like this. I wonder if it would be nice to. I think the spiral thing was a good idea. I think I need a darker green. Hold on. Let's pick with a darker green. Yes, spirals are a good idea. Yeah, I like that. I think yeah, that's so nice. I really like this. Okay. And I feel like the leaves should have something. Thank you, Trina. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so I really want like these, like, I don't know, I want leaves here. What if I made more? What if I just filled in the thing? So, I mean, I know how to draw some things. I know how to draw leaves. So that's good. Oh, I like this a lot. It's like really whimsical now. I think filling it in makes a difference, if that makes sense. Okay, let me just fill in the green here. Yeah, so I think filling it in with the green really helped. Okay, so let me do that here as well. So, kind of creating the more leaves in different directions. Because otherwise we're just like, it's all like empty. I like fullness. I guess that's probably what it is. So it makes a difference. Okay, let me just do, I want to. Yeah, I think leaves do the trick here. Oh, I just found some more lines that I haven't outlined. Okay, let me outline this one line here. And let me do some more of this lining here. And I just realized it's also these lines over here. This is really looking really cool. Okay, so I'm just going to finish just doing some more lines. I want to cover the design. And oh my gosh, okay, I have no more space, right? Let me see. I know, sorry, I've been creating crookedly, and only because I cannot draw when it's straight. I don't know why, but I don't know if do you guys have to create sideways, like when you're drawing or when you're writing? I feel like I need to write and create sideways, like especially when I'm drawing. I think it's the way I hold my pencil, but also because I can't bend my wrist. I have arthritic pain. Um, I have arthritic issues. I've had them all my life. I mean, you guys, or those of you who follow my channel, have listened to to that. I mean, have seen that video, but because of that, I kind of have to have it like sideways. Okay, I don't think there's any more space or anything else. I kind of um, created all that I could. I just like, yeah, I like the ripples. I like kind of the whimsical effect that it gave. Um, so So, anyways, I want to just let you know again about the mindfulness class. If you want to sign up, the link is below in the description area. It's a free class. You just have to sign up for my email, and there's a lot of really cool things coming up. So signing up to my email will just like you will find out about them, or my classes, or my YouTube videos, whatever it is. So if you're not signed up yet, you will still, even if you're signed up to my email list, you will still get that free class. And if you like reverse watercoloring, then if you want to see how I did some other ones, I'm linking the video right here at the end. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.